Okay guys, good evening and welcome to, that's right, the Chell Lawman British Touring Car Championship in association by Eldar in Racing. And yes, it is the legendary and BTCC guru Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual for a Wednesday night. Yes, it is the final round of the championship and we are here at Dragon Trails on the Garden Circuit, not the Seaside Circuit unfortunately, but we are here for the final round of the championship. And how did we get here, and what a nail-biting end to the season with not only one driver but potentially three drivers, maybe two drivers for the championship. And yes, it is going to be a very close and most likely proximity night of racing, because the title is going to be sewn up tonight regardless of whatever happens. You know, there is so many drivers out there this evening preferably gunning for the first title of the new season of the Chell Lawman British Touring Car Championship, and it is going to be probably close as you like. Excuse me. I'll go through exactly who's on what weight and who is here for this evening. It is going to be close, and it probably is going to be out of this world for this evening. And yes, we do have some cars that are returning and probably a series return for one driver, but we'll see exactly how things go. So then, maximum ballast goes to Gareth Morris, championship leader. He's on maximum 110% in the Audi A4. He's looking to see if he can win the first first race. Probably needs to get maximum points to try and extend that championship lead. He's closely followed by Darren Baldwin on 108. Then you've got Panos Forganis, aka God give John. But Darren isn't here this evening. He's been replaced by none other than Christian Swire, aka Scrap Drifter, in the Honda Accord. So Christian is taking over from Darren's seat to try and consolidate Darren's second place, or maybe first place in the championship. So the Honda Accord of Darren Baldwin is now been taken over by Christian for this evening. Darren would have been on 108, but I think Christian's actually on 108% this evening. Then you got obviously Panos on 106. So the DC Cut Laguna is going to be probably third lightest of the sort of championship protagonists. Then you have Daniel Pace, aka Damien Black, on 104% after Daniel's double at or top of this last time out. It seemed to have worked. It seemed to have been maybe successful for the Mint Motorsport Vauxhall Cavalier. Then you have Noah Wright if he does turn up this evening on 102. Then you've got Adam Morgan, not British Touring Car star obviously, but the Welsh namesake, on 101% in the Arena Motorsport Renault Laguna from 99. Scott Dalby, Team Dynamics Nissan Primera, currently on 100%. And then he's also with Pokovic in the Alpha on 100, followed by Lee Fitzy in the Rapid Fit for Mondeo on 100, followed by Craig Thomas, who's actually hosting the lobby this evening in the Peugeot 406 on 100. Then you have Chris Wheatley on 99 in the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord. Nate Fletch, if he does come tonight, on 98 in the Renault Laguna, the Works Laguna from 96. Dean Atkinson, something missing this evening in the Works Primera on 97 if he was coming to race. Then you have Brian Moncani on 96. That's 96% in the GoldenEye Venom Oils BMW. And lightest of the pack is Bogdanovic, aka Vosman or V-Man, on 95. So yes guys, it is going to be exceptionally close. It is going to be very exciting to see exactly what's going to happen for the final rounds of the championship. As I say, we are here on for Dragon Trails Seaside, not Dragon Trail Seaside, Dragon Trail Gardens, I beg your pardon, for this evening. It is looking likely the sun is just about to rise or set here at Dragon Trail Gardens, and they said Seaside because we normally commentate on Seaside, but it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. So Chris Wheatley currently fourth in the well, not fourth in standards, but fourth of the fourth for testing. But looking at the times, then it is Vlad in the Vauxhall Astra, the Masterfit Astra. It seems to be very close. I'll tell you stats about the cars and stats about certain drivers when we get there about, if we can, and we'll see how close things get between a lot of people interested in the stream. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you think or who you think is going to take the title, and I will be very grateful if we could get around, I'm going to say about 10 likes tonight, because we are at the final round of the championships here at Dragon Trails Gardens. And yes, it is going to be technical, it is going to be close as you like. For this evening, we do have quite a few people. I think the likes of obviously Darren's missing this evening due to work commitments, and I'm not too sure about everyone else, but at the moment it is looking likely 10 racers. I know Dean's going to be missing, but you know, it's going to be very close. It is going to be exciting. Obviously, you know, we've got the likes of Christian Swire, who's making a serious return, obviously taking over from Darren's Honda Accord this evening, hopefully to help Darren consolidate maybe first, maybe second in the championship. It all depends on certain bits and pieces that are going to go on for this evening, you know, because obviously with Gareth Morris in the Audi A4 pushing on for quite some time now, trying to exactly do what he needs to do. He needs to get pole position and sprint race win, and of course the fastest lap. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, just give me a second. Just why I try and not sneeze. But it seems like, you know, there's a lot of drivers trying to push on for some great proximity racing. But obviously super softs are only allowed for qualifying and the sprint race. Sprint race laps this evening, just why we get that. It's a 12 lap sprint race, and I believe the feature race is I'll just double check for you guys while we are here, just to double check. Let's have a look if I can. So it is a 20, but it's actually 13 laps sprint race and a 26 lap feature race. So I might have to just tell Craig that, because he is hosting. Give me 1 second. Just to get him aware of that. Not that as an issue, but trying to get him to hopefully realise, but nevertheless it's not an issue if not. So we'll see exactly how well everyone does. Obviously, you know, you've got obviously BTC Guru hoppers in the commentary box, which is myself. I know quite a lot about British touring cars, and people might think you know quite a lot of things for so see exactly what is going to happen. I'm just going to go through exactly the point situation as Craig does set the lobby back to that. But why we get things underway, well, not underway yet, but why we get certain bits and pieces. Just to give me 1 second. So then, in first place, he's none other than Gareth Morris in the LDA4. He's 12 points ahead of the likes of obviously Darren and of course Panos in second and third. So Gareth is on 168. 12 points is obviously Darren and of course Panos there on 156. Obviously Darren isn't here this evening, so Christian is going to be taking over for him to try and push Darren back up into maybe some point scoring positions and try and get exactly that Honda Accord up into maybe the lead of the championship. Then you got 13 points behind with Daniel Payes on 155 in the Motorsport Cavalier. Then 18 behind is Noah Wright in the Lee Brooks Toyota Carina on 150. Then 142 is Adam Morgan in the Arena Motorsport Renault Laguna. Then we have 140 for Scott Dalby in the Team Dynamics Run Primera, followed by 135 for Pokovic in the Alfa Romeo on 140. Then obviously Lee Fitzy in the Rapid Fit Form Mondo, who's currently on stream with 130. Then you have Craig Thomas in Peugeot 406, the green and gold machine on 121. 115 Chris Wheatley in the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord. Then Nate Fletch, if he returns this evening, 110 points. Then 103 for Dean Atkinson. Dean Atkinson is not returning this evening as he is elsewhere. But then you've got Brian Moncani if he returns this evening on 79, and then followed by 60 points to Vladan Bogdanovic, and it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen, and it is going to be very close. Good evening, Christian. Yes, I know you are, mate. How are you doing? Nice to see you back racing. Funny enough, I'm glad you're back here and you're going to be racing for Darren, and yes, it may feel like you're not, but I hope you do really well, mate, to be fair. So, if you're new around here, guys, if you're watching the stream, BTCC is famous for, obviously, the British Touring Car Championship, but the championship, the way the championship is, we are having a blast from the past. Yes, that is right, a blast from the past. You might think, why is there no current Cataclean with Halfords with Cataclean liveries, or the Paramax Racing Astra liveries? We are having a blast from the past, from the Super Touring era that was run from, I believe, 1991 up until 2000. So we'll look through the cars, who's here, and I'll tell you a bit about them. And yes, it is going to be very great to see exactly what is going to happen. So as I say, Lee Fitzy currently on stream in the Rapid Fit Form Mondo. It was a very interesting car when it first came out in the newer shape in 97, with the late Will Hoy and of course New Zealander Paul Rodriguez. They were racing quite towards the back end of the back end of the field in 97. 98, Paul Rodriguez went to go and leave for Peugeot, then being replaced by another Kiwi, as in Craig Baird. They had WSR, which is West Surrey Racing, for 97 and 98. Will Hoy got the Ford's only race win of 98 at Silverstone, ran number 4 in the feature race for that. But then the Fords came more successful towards the latter half of the Super Touring era, within obviously Alain Menu, Anthony Reid and Sweden's Rickard Rydell. Alain Menu won the title in 2000 after a huge successful campaign in the Ford that year, but obviously the last hurrah livery was obviously in the Rapid Fit colours. So that's a bit about exactly how the Ford team came about. Craig Thomas, however, obviously emulating the Peugeot 406, the green and gold machine. It was used in 96 as a red and white machine as Total Fuels livery, and then it went to green and gold for 97 and 98. Drivers for 96 and 97 were Patrick Watts and Tim Harvey. But then in 98, Peugeot's last hurrah in the Super Touring, obviously before they called it quits, was Paul Rodriguez and of course Tim Harvey. Peugeot had got a couple of podiums in 97 with the hands of Tim Harvey at Brookston and Donington in the wet, trying to put the almighty Audi A4 Quattro, the four-wheel drive machine, in 97 and obviously 96, but 97 was most notorious for the four-wheel drive Audi Quattro, winning some of the races in touring car history. But Peugeot has obviously drafted in 92 champion Tim Harvey, and the car also raced at Bathurst in the colours of course, Paul Radicic and Tim Harvey teamed up in 97. I think Patrick Watts and Neil Crompton teamed up for the second sister car in 97. So the car was quite down on power. It wasn't successful as most of the cars in the field, but nevertheless, you know, they kind of got it up to where they wanted it, and it was very successful. Obviously, fourth place at Silverstone in the feature race at round number 4, with Paul Radicic taking some good points there, but obviously the Peugeot was down on power and it wasn't the best. Next we have the Mint Motorsport Vauxhall Cavalier, driven by Richard Kay, brother of James Kay, obviously in the independent class for what was 96, and then it also got taken over by Jamie Wall in 97. The Vauxhall Cavalier was maybe one of the strangest, or probably championship winning cars from 95, with the likes of John Cleland winning his ever second Super Touring, but then it went to independents in 96 and 97, and then however in 98 it wasn't on the grid. So it's quite interesting to see exactly how that became about within that season. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Daniel can do. Currently, as I say, he's thereabouts up at the sharp end for potentially winning the championship this season. Then you got Chris Wheatley in the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord, driven by none other than Lee Brooks and of course Rob Gravett. I think Rob Gravett actually raced it in 97, and then Lee Brooks took over it or I think Lee Brooks actually had it at Bathurst. They teamed up at Bathurst for 98 and the Bathurst 1000 Super Touring, but then obviously the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord was featured in 97 and 98. Not many races appeared for Rob Gravett in 98. I think he was slightly running out of budget, I believe, so he's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. Then you've got none other than Scott Dalby in the Matt Neal Team Dynamics prepared Nissan Primera as he goes into pit lane, which is very... But obviously Matt Neal was famous for winning the first ever independent winner to win a championship race outright at Donington Park in 99. Matt was forever affiliated with Nissan throughout the latter half of 97 and of course 98, 99, and obviously the late 2000, with obviously the upgraded version to the Primera. Then, you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens for this evening, because Scott is trying to push to get a good consolidatory finish. So then you've got Adam Morgan in the Arena Motorsport Renault Laguna, driven by Russell Spence and Will Hoy in 99. Famously, the Renault Laguna of Russell Spence had a nightmare shunt, or quite a weekend ending shunt for him at Oulton Park in '99 for the main bank holiday weekend. I remember being there the day after that happened, and I didn't know at the time that had happened until the end of season video that you get, obviously, that you could buy at the end of the season for seeing exactly what Supercars was about. But it seems to be exactly certain bits and pieces. I'll go through certain cars while I can, but we're just going to get the weight up to make sure everyone has got the right weight. It seems there's a lot of cars on the same weight, so you're going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen for that just further down. But I believe everyone is on the correct shape or form, but we're going to be very good to go very shortly for 10 minutes of qualifying. So you got Vlad to it'd help if I could spell, wouldn't it? But you got Vlad Bogdanovic in the Masterfit Aston Vetra, not Astra. That came later in '98. It was driven by Derek Walker and of course John Clone. For '98, they both had a couple of wins each that season, and I remember the wet race at Knockhill. So we're going to see exactly what's going to happen, because qualifying is going to begin in 10 minutes. But because Dragon Trails is the Garden Circuit is quite a bit of a long lap at the moment, so we can talk about a few of the cars. So we do have Lee Fitzey followed by Gareth Morris in the Audi A4, big all-conquering A4 from '96 and preferably '97. Sadly, Frank Bieler never raced in '98 after Audi decided it's going to have to go two-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive as it did in '96 and '97. Frank Bieler won the championship in '96. Brian Mulcahy in the Vino Motorsport and GoldenEye BMW, the '95 livery. And then obviously Daniel Noah in that Lee Brooks Toyota Carina from '96. You can just see them all trying to filter through certain bits and pieces now for the qualifying session. So just out on their outlaps, trying to probably latch on to the back of them. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen here at Dragon Trails for the last rounds of the championship. So at the moment, and Lee Fitzey will lead them away to start their first flying laps. Maybe a few will go into pit lane this time round to try and get more heat into the tyres, etc. But it seems that everyone is out on track. So I believe no Fletch is not going to make it, so there's no Works Laguna this evening. There is two Lagunas of Panos in the Tommy Rustad '98 independent winning car, the Renault Laguna. That's Jason Plato's chassis. And obviously Adam Morgan in the Arena Motorsport from '99 with Will Hoy and of course Russell Spence. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for these guys going through towards what looks like the latter half of the lap now, going through the tight and twisty chicane, which leads us on to the downhill section towards a hairpin left, double left hand bend. This is actually double right, I beg your pardon. I'm used to going the other way, but looking likely what we're going to do. Brian Mulcahy in the BMW, currently fourth then. We'll see exactly what he's going to do. currently on the high though because he got 3 wins in the Eliminator on Sunday and then won in GR3. But looking at the times then, Craig Thomas in the Peugeot 406, 130.888, which is very close to seeing what he can do. Lee Fitzy, his cousin, 130.897 in the Rapid Fit 5 Mondeo. Vlad though, however, the lightest of the car, 129.4, but it's his car and provisional pole position as goes through Pirelli. So it's Vauxhall from Peugeot at the moment, then followed by Ford and the Vauxhall Cavalier with Daniel with a 130.962. Scott Dalby, Team Dynamics Primera, 130.965. So it's currently 5th fastest at the moment. I believe Chris Wheatley, Rocket Cargo, Honda Accord coming through the latter half of that lap into Seaside Hairpin, through the little bit of the kink, as we'll call it. In 6th place, 131.6, 131.8. I do apologise, I just misread that. Scott Drifter, aka Christian Swire, coming through the double L, as we're going to call it, because it's double left, 131.912 in the Honda Accord. Lee Fitzy, however, up into 2nd then, with the Peugeot 406 of his cousin behind him. So Lee goes 130.742, Craig with 130.884, and then obviously Scott thereabouts, about to cross the line, still 5th. Noah then in the Toyota Corona, he did a 131.2, so 6th fastest at the moment. Chris Wheatley, 7th in that Rocket Cargo Honda Accord. Brian Moncani in the BMW in 8th, about to go through Seaside Hairpin. It's probably why I get confused, because I call it Seaside Hairpin, but obviously it's going to be okay. Christian 9th though. He's obviously going to have to try and push that Honda Accord that James Thompson and Peter Cox raced in 98. He's going to have to try and push that along the way. Panos on his outlap, not even set a lap by the looks of it, in 10th place at the moment. And you got Adam Morgan with a 131.9 was his fastest lap out there in Arena Motorsport. Renault Laguna. Gareth Morris, Audi A4 in the 2-minute mark. So it seems Gareth's going to have to try and push on with 3.5 and, well, come up to 3.5 minutes. Excuse me, championship leader. About Brian Moncani though, the Belgian, 130.843 was his fastest lap. Seems to be pushing that BMW to its paces. So yes, people are going to go, oh, what, the master returns are GR3s. Yes, they are, but because we are doing Touring Car Championship, we are going to be professional for the championship. Pokovic, aka Boz, wherever Boz is, he's here in the Alpha. 131.827 is the time. He's 9th fastest at the moment in the 88 Alfa Romeo. Funny story about Alfa Romeo, if you're new to touring cars, or if you know about touring cars, 94 is when they brought the illegal front wing and rear spoiler into the championship. But looking likely Gareth Morris, 2.5 minutes to go, he's going to have to push that Audi to try and get up to where he wants to be. Obviously championship leader, he does not want to have any mistake. Last time out at Autopolis, he tried to push all the way and it seemed like the weight went to his advantage, but who knows exactly what's going to happen between him and the rest of the championship protagonists for this evening. So we'll see exactly what he's going to do thereabouts. Brian Moncani still goes 3rd though in that BMW with a 130.836. Gareth Morris crossing the line, still stays 13th at the moment, but Chris Wheatley still stays 8th at the moment. So it is looking likely with 1:40 on the clock. Daniel goes third though, 1:30.755. So the Cavalier, the double winner from Autopolis last week, trying to get up a close proximity starting position. You've got Vlad currently on another outlap, maybe getting the heat into the tyres and thinking, well, what have I got to do to try and get thereabouts to see exactly what's going to happen for this evening. So Lee Fitzy in the Rapid Fit Ford Mondo going through the latter half, going through the kink, and then into this right hand hairpin. It's the double right hairpin for Lee Fitzy in the Rapid Fit Ford Mondo. So 50 seconds remain in qualifying. So we'll see exactly what he's going to do for some great proximity times. Is he going to cross the line and take pole position? It looks like he's on course for that, but then he went a 1:31.1, so still a bit slower, with Gareth Morris with a 1:31.8, 1:31.8, yes, 1:34, 1:31.5 for Christian, as Panos has a bit of an issue going out to that the right hand hairpins. Gareth Morris, however, up into 10th. So qualifying now has roughly ended, just about, but I think the guys that are still on their fastest lap, Vlad will be the first driver to cross the line then. He's got a good escape out of the double L. Crossed the line, 1:30.2 was his fastest, but Lee Fitzy, however, coming through the latter half of the lap into that proximity. Who's ahead of him? It's Brian Moncani in the BMW, trying to push on. He's trying to emulate quite a lot of things at the moment, is Brian, because after getting a win on Monday in the GR3 Tier 2, as well as the triple win in the Eliminator as of Sunday, he's about to cross the line, 1:31.072. That still leaves him 4th. Lee Fitzy still 2nd in Rapid Fit Ford Mondo. Gareth Morris though, where does he start? Championship leader, 9th place at the moment. Scrap Drifter Christian Swire 1:51.5, dead. That puts him in 10th place for the Honda record. So the Honda record still at the moment down in 10th place though. So taking over from Darren Baldwin for the evening, it seems it will be Vauxhall from Ford, followed by Vauxhall Cavalier from BMW, followed by the Peugeot, followed by the Team Dynamics Primera, and of course the Toyota Carina. So it seems we're going to be in for a thriller of the sprint race. We'll see exactly what is going to happen for this evening. As I say, it is the final round of the championship, and it is going to be very close. So Vlad, followed by Lee Fitzy, followed by Daniel, followed by Brian, followed by Craig, followed by Scott, followed by Noah, and of course Chris Wheatley are your top 8. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. The lights on the starting gantry are going to be coming on. You can just about see them in the left hand corner. They're about to flip to green, and we're underway for the sprint race, for the final sprint race of the season. Who's going to get a jump into turn number 1 then? Into Pirelli. It looks like Vlad's got that Vauxhall up into that decent starting position, but it's almost 3 wide between Lee Fitzy and Brian Moncani, and of course Scott Dalby. But it's going to be very close, because Chris Wheatley, I do apologise, getting my names mixed up slightly. Chris Wheatley hops and skips the jump in towards the gooseneck, currently chasing down the likes of Brian Moncani and of course and Noah fourth and fifth. At the moment, Daniel Page though, however, 7th place. Craig Thomas has a bit of a bog start in that Peugeot in 8th place with the likes of Gareth Morris, championship leader, and Panos, and of course Pokovic, and of course Christian, and of course Adam Morgan. So it looks like at the moment then, it looks like nose to tail between a lot of drivers. Brian Montgomery in 6th place though, under threat already from Chris Wheatley. Chris Wheatley's got that Rocket Cargo Honda Accord chasing into 5th place though, but that is allowed the likes of Noah, and of course Scott, and of course Lee Fitzy, and of course Vlad to get away into the double L. We go for the first time then. It looks like a lot of nose to tail between Daniel, Craig. Oh, Brian's gone a bit wide. There is a lot of cars. Brian Mulcahy goes rally crossing across the start finish straight there. So there's a lot to ground gone at the moment, but in the meantime Pokovic in the Alpha seems to be alongside Craig Thomas in that Peugeot 406. Remember at Largo these guys came to a bit of a grief. Into the gooseneck we go for the second time then, with Pokovic trying to chase down Daniel Page for 6th place then. It's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's going on up at front in a minute, but Daniel's got that line covered slightly but surely. Pokovic gets onto that curb. The Peugeot 406 of Craig trying to get there. Panos in 9th then. There's a lot of people, but Scott Dalby however chasing after Lee Fitzy's rapid fit Ford Mondeo into trying to get into that 2nd place, but that's playing into the hands of Vlad at the moment. Vlad leading the way. He's the lightest of the cars though, so must have fit Vetra trying to lead. He's got a comfortable lead, 2.8 of a second, 2.6 rather, 2.7. Lee Fitzy 2nd, Scott in 3rd then, Noah 4th then, with Chris Wheatley chasing him down. But you can just see how close it's getting. It's got a bit spread out between the top 5, but the top between 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th, it seems to be nose to tail, seems to be thereabouts. We can just see the likes of Daniel trying to hold on for dear life. Got Pokovic alongside him going into Pirelli. What he thinks about it, is he going to get that move done? You can just see the Alpha versus the Cavalier going in towards the gooseneck. It's going to be very close. Craig Thomas tries to latch onto the back of these two as we go into that gooseneck, but Pokovic thinks about it with Craig sucking in behind the 69 Peugeot 406, the green and gold machine, heading into Seaside Hairpin as Daniel is under attack from Pokovic going into Seaside Hairpin, with Craig trying to latch onto the back. Seems Panos trying to chase these guys down, and then in the meantime you've got Brian Mulcahy 10th with Christian Swire trying to get up close and personal to the back of Brian Mulcahy's BMW at the moment. So the Honda trying to push on. He's got to be careful because he's got Adam Morgan in that Arena Motorsport, Renault Laguna behind him, Gareth Morris in the LDA4 13th at the moment. That is not going to do him any favours for the championship at the moment though. 13th. Oh, Craig's hit the wall in that Peugeot by the looks of it. From what we've just seen, he's flashing the lights at Pokovic, whether Pokovic was holding him up and just saying, come on mate, you need to seriously get a move on because I can't catch up to these guys. But in the meantime, Brian Mulcahy has 9th place from Panos in that BMW, takes the DC Court Laguna to the cleaners. You can just see it exactly how it's going to go, but Pokovic in the Alpha trying to defend from the 406 and Craig Thomas into the gooseneck for the 4th time, but this is where it's going to get very close. Daniel in the Cavalier 6th then, Chris Wheatley still 5th place in that Rocket Cargo Honda Accord. Scott has conceded 4th to Noah, so the Toyota Carina 3rd at the moment. Scott is 4th. Scott does not need this, he needs to push on. So Noah is 3rd, Lee Fitzy 2nd, Vlad still leading the way in the 13. Master Fit Vetra going down the hill towards the kink. He's going to be very careful to see exactly what's happening. Lee Fitzy second. Rapid Fit for Mondo. Now in the Toyota, the 888 Carina, trying to push on in third at the moment. Scott fourth, Chris Wheatley fifth, Daniel sixth in the Cavalier, Pokovic in seventh in the Alpha, and then you've got, of course, Craig Thomas in that Peugeot 406 trying to push on in 8th place at the moment, followed by Brian Moncani 9th in the BMW, with the DC Laguna of Panos for Ganis in 10th, followed by Adam Morgan in the Arena Motorsport Laguna in 11th, followed by Christian in the Honda Accord in 12th. Then trying to push on, he's going to try and make a move on Adam Morgan. Is he going to make it stick? Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy between the pair, but that is allowed Gareth Morris in the Audi A4 to get up and close and personal. Is that going to be thereabouts? It's hard to tell, because skipping curbs at the gooseneck, it's almost going to be 3 wide in towards Seaside hairpin, but this is where it's going to get very close. We'll see exactly what is going to happen. We'll try and see what is going to happen, but however Gareth gets alongside Christian Swire for 12th place, maybe 13th. It's looking likely we go then with the likes of Gareth Morris and of course Christian. We'll try and catch up to that battle in a minute. Adam Morgan escapes, Panos there still in 10th, Brian Moncani 9th. Pokovic is holding up like Sir Craig Thomas in that Peugeot. The Alpha is holding up the Peugeot, and that's allowing Brian Moncani in the BMW to latch onto the back of these guys. We'll see exactly what's going to happen to make it 3 wide, almost into the double L to complete lap number 5. Then it's almost going to be nose to tail, but Lee Fitzy, let's have a look what he's doing. Still second, Vlad there in the Master Fit Vetra, still 3.8 of a second from Lee Fitzy at the moment in the Ford Mondeo, followed by Noah third, Scott in fourth, currently trying to be chased by Chris Wheatley in the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord it seems, but then Daniel Pays in the Vauxhall Cavalier. But looking at the battle for potentially 7th, Craig's flashing the lights, trying to put Pokovic under threat. The Alpha is trying to go one way, but this is going to be close because Craig's flashing them lights all the time. That's almost allowed Brian Moncani in the BMW alongside the Peugeot there, but the Peugeot driver trying to concede or trying to push on quite a bit, still trying to hold off the Belgian in the BMW, still flashing them lights. Whether Craig's just pushing them and trying to flash them lights on purpose to try and put Pokovic off, it seems Brian Moncani, oh, he's trying to get past Craig, trying to get past that Peugeot. Craig still flashing all the lights on that Peugeot. Whether he's got a bit of an issue with the light sensor on that Peugeot, it seems to be flashing quite a bit. Maybe he's trying to say to Pokovic, you know, come on mate, let's go. But we're on to lap number 7, almost going through the double L for the final, for the 6th time. Seems very close. Craig's still got the lights flashing on that Peugeot. He goes one way. That is almost put Pokovic off into Pirelli, but that's also got Brian Moncani's BMW. Oh my goodness, this is going to end in disaster. This could end in tears. Craig's got that. Oh, there's a bit of contact between the pair of them. What on earth has gone on there? So Craig's trying to get the line exactly going out to Pirelli. Just hits Pokovic up the rear slightly, but then going into the gooseneck, Pokovic gets onto that curb and fires both him and Craig off into the to have a bit of an issue there. So I don't think he's happy at all. So that's allowed the likes of course Pokovic in 8th. That's allowed Brian Moncani 7th though. So that's going to be a good showing for Brian. Brian's going to try and push as he goes a bit wide out of that kink. Scott Dalby, however, down in 6th place. What has happened to Scott? Scott has dropped down to 6th. Oh, we've missed that because we're too busy concentrating on the issue between Pokovic and of course Craig Thomas. But it looks like Chris Wheatley into 4th then. That's allowing Bogdanovic into to escape that lead, 5.1 of a second. Lee Fitzy 2nd in that Formula Mondo, followed by Noah in the Toyota Carina, standing in for Andy White this week. But it's just picked up a 5/10 penalty. That is unfortunate. That's going to allow Chris Wheatley, probably, excuse me, into 3rd place. With, of course, Daniel in 5th, Scott in 6th then. Brian Mulcahy in 7th. Pokovic in 8th, followed by Panos 9th. Christian up into 10th. Gareth Morris, championship leader, in 11th. Oh! Ho, ho, ho. Adam Morgan goes for a move, but that wasn't going to work out. Can we piece that together? It's about going down into the split here for quite some time, but does he latch onto that curb? Yeah, he gets onto that AstroTurf, onto the curbs though. See what he can do into the double L. This is where it's going to be very careful. But was that a move that wasn't going to make sense? But I think we've gone too far. But that is going to be unfortunate. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But he's in 12th place at the moment. I do apologise, we missed quite a bit of the race, trying to piece up that bit of the action. But in the meantime, Vlad is still leading the race. But there's a battle for 3rd place between Noah and of course Chris Wheatley and of course Daniel Page onto lap number 9 then. Hop, skip, jump, the gooseneck. But this is going to be careful to see exactly what's going to happen. But Daniel's going to go, oh, they're trying to make it 3 wide into Seaside hairpin. This is going to be unstoppable. Daniel gets alongside Noah and Chris Wheatley. But Noah's got that 3rd place back as we go in towards the latter half of the lap. I do apologise, we're trying to piece exactly what was going on. But it's going to be very careful to see exactly what is happening. But Noah and Chris Wheatley thereabouts, trying to get 3rd and 4th, but Daniel in the Cavalier is on the mission. Oh, it's getting a bit feisty between these 3. Settle down, guys, come on. This is what we don't want. It's going to be 3 wide into the double L for the 9th time. This is going to be close. Oh, there's a couple of issues between the pair of them, but it's pushing quite a bit. This has got to settle down, because if they don't, they will allow Scott Dalby, that's currently lurking in 6th place, alongside but Chris Wheatley and of course Noah and of course Daniel, almost thereabouts. Oh, this is getting close and fraught. But you can just see Chris Wheatley in 3rd place then. Scott Dalby's going to be an unwanted guest that's going to be invited to the party that no one wanted to invite him to, but 6th place at the moment, Brian Mulcahy 7th, Pokovic in 8th then, followed by Panos in 9th then, Gareth Morris 10th place. Considering this championship could be very close, it may go down to the final round of the championship, but it all depends on everyone else. Panos in 11th with Adam Morgan 12th, but at the moment it seems we've lost Craig from the race results at the moment though. However, lap 10 out of 13, I have no idea where Craig's gone from the race here, the Peugeot 406. Has he had an issue, or is it something we don't know about? But Noah's trying to defend from Chris Wheatley, trying to get over to Chris Wheatley, so that's allowed Daniel up into 3rd then with Scott Dalby. Oh, Scott's going to try and get the move, but you can just see that Team Dynamics Primera latching onto the back of the Toyota Carina as we're about to start lap number 11 out of 13 here at the sprint race for the final round of the BTCC, the Chell Lawman Motorsport British Touring Car Championship. brought to you by Eldar Racing. It is going to be very close, but looking exactly what's going to happen. Scott's got that car dialed where he wants it. The Primera seems to be pushing on now. He's wanting a good result, but in the meantime, that has got to be careful. Chris Wheatley, 5/10 penalty. That is going to allow Noah to get back thereabouts as he took it just on time for going into Seaside Hairpin. But that is delayed Scott Dalby, which has now allowed Brian Moncani in the BMW alongside him just about. Scott's trying to push on. You know, he's had so much, well, he's not had bad luck, but he's had so much issues where the weight's affected him slightly. He's got Brian Moncani close for comfort behind him at the moment, then with Brian trying to overtake into that latter half of the lap. But Pokovic in 8th, then Panos and of course Gareth at the moment. So the DC Court Laguna versus the Audi A4 at the moment. Scrap Drifter, aka Christian Swire, and the Honda 11th at the moment for Darren, standing in for Darren this evening. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. But I tell you what, the aggression has got to stop, because it's going to ruin the championship fight if we're not careful. Adam Morgan in 12th though. However, that's a bit unfortunate for him, as he had a bit of issues. But Vlad with the penultimate lap to go in towards Seaside Hairpin, 11.1 of a second from Lee Fitzy. And Daniel's still there in 3rd. Oh, Noah runs a bit wide. Got that Toyota squirming towards Seaside Hairpin. And Chris Wheatley's going to try and get that move done on the Toyota. You can just see the rocket car go. Honda trying to push on. He's back into 4th then, with Brian Moncani 6th, Scott Dalby 7th. So it looks very close and personal to see exactly what is going to happen between these guys with a lap to go. Noah thinks about it, under threat from Brian Moncani at the moment then. However, you can just about see it. It's going to be very close and personal to see exactly what's going to happen. But Brian gets through into 5th place then, with Noah down in 6th, Scott Dalby 7th now. He's got to push on. He wants to push on to get where he needs to be. At the moment, Scott goes a bit wide into the final turn to start the final lap. It is going to be very close. Excuse me, going to be very close and personal. But Vlad is 2.3 of a second. This is where it's going to be very close to catch up to what is going to happen. Lee Fitzy still 2nd. Daniel in 3rd then. Chris Wheatley 4th, but it's looking likely Brian Moncani gets loose out the gooseneck. Is that going to allow him 4th place from Chris Wheatley towards the end? We'll soon find out. Noah and Scott. Scott's going to go on that line. Noah tries to defend like mad. You can hear the crowd going absolutely insane, trying to get past. Noah is Scott, but Scott's got that dynamics. Nissan Primera up close and personal to that Toyota Carina. You can just see it. Pokovic and Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris up into 9th then. We'll see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them, whether there's going to be a war of words between Pokovic and of course Craig Thomas after this race. But I sincerely hope not. But what is going to happen, because Vlad is taking another victory this evening, that will do him quite well. Lee Fitzy, however, in 2nd, so the Ford Mondeo will come 2nd in the race with Lee Fitzy, and then Daniel in the Cavalier 3rd. It may put him into a good step to try and take some good places. Brian Moncani and Chris Wheatley 4th and 5th respectively. Noah 6th with Scott 7th. Gareth Morris got through on Pokovic to the line. In 8th place, Pokovic 9th, Panos 10th, Christian 11th on his return, with Adam Morgan 12th. And sadly, Craig Thomas did not finish the race there. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what is going to happen for the final race of the evening, and probably the feature race of the season. We'll go through exactly what is going to happen in around a couple of minutes time for the final feature race of the championship. We'll go through the race results as we normally do, but Vlad takes a well-deserved victory in the Vauxhall Master Fit Vetra, followed by the Rapid Fit Ford Mondeo of Lee Fitzy, the Vauxhall Cavalier of Daniel in third, followed by Chris Wheatley fourth in the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord, Brian Moncani's BMW in fifth, Noah sixth in the Toyota Carina, followed by Scott Dalby's Team Dynamics Nissan Primera, Gareth Morris Audi A4. That might be some considerable points, but it may be not enough to clinch the title this race, but we'll yet to see what's going to happen. Pokovic in the Alpha in ninth, followed by Panos in the DC Laguna in 10th, followed by Christian 11th in the Honda Accord. Maybe he's, because he's back racing, it's a bit rusty for him, with Adam Morgan in 12th in the Arena Motorsport Renault Laguna, followed by Craig Thomas in the Peugeot 406. Did not finish the race, with Vlad in the Vauxhall Vetra with a 129.9 on lap number 5, getting the fastest lap, and who knows exactly what is going to happen for then. We'll see exactly what is going to happen, but it is going to be very close to see what is going to happen with the championship. I have no idea, but I think what is going to happen, it is going to be a lot of things to happen for the feature race. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for the feature race here for the Eldar Chell Lawman Motorsport British Touring Car Championship season finale, and it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen, but luckily we are going to be in for a very close proximity. So we'll see how well things go for this evening's feature race, the last feature race of the season, and it is a 26 lap feature race. Just remember, 15 minutes minimum on the a lot of things, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen for quite some time. So who knows exactly what's going to happen for the final race of the evening. Sun is setting over the Croatian mountains, and this is where it's going to be very tooth and nail between a lot of drivers, no doubt. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen. So I'm just trying to work it out for my recognition. I think Gareth Morris still leads the championship, only just though, because with Christian standing in for Darren this evening, only 11 points, it's not really going to be enough for Darren to consolidate, pushing to get a championship win. You know, it's going to be very careful now to see exactly what is going to happen for the 26 lap feature race, and we'll see exactly what is going to happen. So who knows exactly how well tonight's going to go for the feature race, with a couple of drivers going to be pushing on. It seems the reverse grid though, however, excuse me, is going to go like this. So it's going to be Adam Morgan on pole position, followed by Christian, followed by Panos, followed by Pokovic, followed by Gareth Morris, followed by Scott, followed by Noah, followed by Brian Moncani, Chris Wheatley, Daniel, Lee Fitzy, Vlad, and of course Craig Thomas at the tail of the field. So the Peugeot 406 will be at the tail of the field, and it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for the final feature race of the season. And it is going to be thereabouts. You know, we are going to be winding down and counting down towards the end of season. I'll tell you what, it has been a very enjoyable season for quite some time. You know, it looks like what is going to happen between now and then, obviously, you know, the guys are going to try and push on for quite a bit, and I think we are going to be getting ready very shortly for the final feature race of the season. And who knows what is going to happen, because looking at it right now, he's obviously Vlad versus, I think Vlad's going to be the lightest car. He's still the lightest car out there, and it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen as we are ready to start the final feature race of the season then. So let's see exactly what is going to happen, and it is still a standing start for this season. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. So Adam Morgan on pole position, followed by Christian, followed by Panos, and of course Pokovic, followed by Gareth Morris, and of course Scott Dalby, and then Noah and Brian Moncani are your top 8. So we are getting ready for the final feature race of the season. The Chell, Lawman, British Touring Cars. Revs are building. The 5 red lights are about to switch to green. The revs are building. The commentary in the circuit is getting ready for the final race of the season. Who's going to get a good start in towards Pirelli for the last time of the season then? It looks like Adam Morgan, followed by Christian, followed by Pokovic, and of course Panos. The top 4 seem to escape, but it is looking feisty towards the rear of the field with Gareth Morris and Chris Wheatley almost side by side with Noah thereabouts, it seems. But this is going to be very close. Championship leader Gareth Morris just about though holding on for 6th place at the moment, so 15 minutes minimum for that. Looks like Daniel Pays and of course Vlad getting a bit aggressive between the pair of them. Brian Moncani, however, there's been an issue between Scott Dalby at Seaside Hairpin. What has gone on here? Looks like he's tried to get overtaken by Pokovic, taps Pokovic into a spin, but then Gareth Morris is there, and Gareth Morris gets caught up into a lot of things thereabouts. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what's happening. But that's allowing Adam Morgan to lead the race from Scrap Drifter. So Christian Swire thereabouts, still holding on for 2nd place at the moment, with Panos in 3rd, Chris Wheatley 4th, Panos is still 3rd, but Noah and of course Pokovic side by side. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. Trying to push on Noah. Pokovic gets a bit sideways out the final turn, which then almost chops the nose off Lee Fitzy and of course Noah. But this is getting close, this is getting fraught. There's 4 cars almost for 5th place rather at the moment. Lee Fitzy trying to push on in that rapid fit Ford Mondo. Noah in 7th then, trying to push on. Vlad in, it's getting a bit fraught between the lot of them. It looks like Pokovic hasn't seriously pushed on quite a bit. I think that tap by Scott Dalby didn't help on the opening lap, but we're on lap 2 out of 26. Lee Fitzy goes one way, Daniel Page goes another. It's getting a bit fraught in Seaside Hairpin for the final race of the season. Craig's lost it. Craig has lost it. What has happened at Seaside Hairpin? Still flashing lights, but he's got a bit of an issue. He's trying to obviously push on, but is he trying to get the moves done? Well, it looks like Gareth Morris is best mate. Oh, but he loses it by himself though. So he's 12th at the moment. Gareth Morris, 11th championship leader, trying to push on. He's got Brian Mulcahy in 10th place, trying to fend him off at the moment. Noah in 9th then, with Daniel in 8th. Pokovic 7th, Lee Fitzy 6th, with that's allowing Vlad and Panos to escape up the road, but is that allowing Adam Morgan to try and push on for what could be a first victory of the season, with Vlad into 4th, gets a stellar move done on Panos into Pirelli then for the 3rd time. It seems a lot of dust has been kicking up, but into the gooseneck we go, but Lee Fitzy, he's got a massive train of cars behind him. But he's got to be careful because Pokovic and Daniel and Noah and of course Brian Mulcahy and of course Gareth Morris, but Noah goes one way. That's allowed Brian Mulcahy to capitalise on that move. Oh, Brian gets a bit crossed up in the BMW, kicks up a lot of dirt. Is he going to try and take these guys to the cleaners? No, he's not. He's thereabouts in the BMW, but Noah gets a bit crossed up out of Seaside Hairpin down into 11th then. But that's allowed Brian Mulcahy into potentially 9th place. He's trying to get 8th place from Daniel Page at the moment. The BMW driver versus the Cavalier seems to be a bit close and personal. I tell you what, needs to settle down quite a bit at the moment. But Brian's trying to get alongside Daniel Page for 8th place at the moment. And excuse me, as you can try and see what's going up further up the road. It looks like Christian has lost 3rd place from Vlad at the moment. Vlad in the Vectra trying to push on to Adam Morgan now then. So the latest car in 2nd place at the moment then. However, with the likes of the 2 Honda Accords, the independent Rocket Cargo versus the Works Honda, Christian has to concede from Chris Wheatley at the moment. It seems to be a lot of dust kicking up in the final race. But it's looking likely Brian Mulcahy gets through on Daniel Page for 8th place at the moment then. This is where it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen between these guys. As you see Brian Mulcahy hop, skip and jump through the gooseneck. He's got Daniel alongside him. Gareth Morris, championship leader, only in 10th place at the moment now. But it could be very close. I'm not too sure exactly who's going to be leading the championship after the sprint race, but at the moment Gareth Morris trying to push on for what could be a good round for him. Maybe it's going to be thereabouts. Points makes prizes, but Noah 11th, Scott 12th then, and Craig Thomas 13th in that Peugeot at the moment. Maybe he's not still happy with what happened in race number 1 between him and Pokovic. But Adam Morgan leads the way in the Arena Motorsport Laguna, followed by Vlad in the Vectra, followed by Chris in the Accord, followed by Scrap Drifter in the Works Honda, Panos in 5th then in the DC Cut Laguna, Pokovic in 6th then in the Alpha, goes alongside the start finish line. Not too sure why he's gone out wide there, but that's a bit of a close one. But he's got Lee Fitzy in the Ford Mondeo close but surely behind him. What's going to happen between these guys? It seems to be nose to tail, but Pokovic has got that Alpha dialed up. But Lee Fitzy in the Ford, he's almost thereabouts now, trying to latch on. He's got to be careful because he's got that gaggle of cars right behind him. Daniel Page leads that gaggle of cars between himself and Brian Mulcahy, and of course Gareth Morris with Noah in 11th, Scott Dalby 12th, and of course Craig Thomas 13th at the moment. But this is playing into the hands of course Pokovic there, trying to push on with Lee Fitzy chasing him. The Alpha versus the Ford trying to literally get his way past that Alpha. Lap number 5 then, out of 26. It seems to be very close between the pair of them at the moment, going through the latter half of the lap. So this is where it could be getting very close now here at Dragon Trail on the Garden Circuit for the final time this season, with Lee Fitzy trying to get a move on that Alpha. He's tried to get it, he gets it, and Pokovic has to concede 6th place from Lee Fitzy at the moment though. However, the forward in that straight line, Brian Mulcahy catching these guys up. It just seems exactly what's going to happen, but Pokovic has got that Alpha dialed up to get close back across to Lee Fitzy. Oh, it's got close into Pirelli, but he gets that move done from Lee Fitzy at the moment. So the Alpha takes 6th place rather from that Ford Mondeo at the moment. Brian Mulcahy's been really catching up this group as well. This is where it's going to get close. Pokovic hot skips and jumps that curb there, which is allowed Lee Fitzy to try and close back up on personal down towards Seaside Hairpin. Brian Mulcahy also, it's going to be 3 cars. Oh my goodness, Brian Mulcahy goes across the dirt. He's still snaking his way back onto the track. Was that a bit of a hit from Pokovic though? That is what, you know, this is what's going to happen. Daniel gets past Brian Mulcahy for 8th place at the moment. He's got to be careful. I think Brian's thereabouts. He's going to have to seriously latch on. Gareth Morris 9th at the moment. Christian Swire, or is it? No, it's Noah, I beg your pardon, in 11th. Scott 12th. And Craig 13th at the moment. Vlad gets the race lead from Adam Morgan, then we've scored the end of that. But it looks like the Master Fit Veteran versus the Arena Motorsport Laguna. They're pushing on, the pair of them. 0.2 of a second as we go across the line for the 7th time. This is going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen between these two come the end of the race. Obviously, the lighter cars seem to be pushing quite a bit, but Vlad kicks up a bit of dirt. Chris Wheatley 3rd at the moment. Christian 4th. Panos 5th. Lee Fitzy 6th, got past Pokovic. But you can just see exactly how hard the Alpha is pushing to try and get back past that Ford Mondeo. At the moment it seems to be a lot of battles galore, but there's a lot of aggression being going on this evening. It seems at the moment Pokovic goes one way, goes another way, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen into Seaside Hairpin. He's on the outside for Seaside. He's going to have to be careful because Daniel Pay's in that Vauxhall Cavalier alongside, is almost alongside, you know, he's thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen between these guys. Seems like Daniel's got that Cavalier dialed up to try and get past that Alpha. The Alpha runs wide, though, going down the hill with Lee Fitzy still thereabouts, but you know, this is allowing Panos to try and escape. But it looks like Pokovic 7th, Daniel in of course 8th, with Brian Mulcahy now 9th, Gareth Morris 10th and Noah 11th at the moment. But looking what's going on at the moment, is it going to allow Daniel to get that launch against the Alpha? Yes it is, but Pokovic is thereabouts. Oh, he slides out at the final turn, which has allowed Daniel to still crawl along the inside. Brian Mulcahy, oh my goodness, there's going to be three cars going into Pirelli. Oh no, this could be easily, this is close. Brian Mulcahy actually gets 7th from Daniel, followed by Pokovic. This is fantastic battle, but you know, oh, Pokovic runs a bit wide now, runs far too wide out of the gooseneck. That's allowed Daniel and of course Brian Mulcahy to have that battle now. Into Seaside we go. Pokovic on the outside with Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris is thereabouts, because Pokovic is still in 9th place then. Pokovic probably doesn't know how much pushing he needs to do, but he's there in the Alpha, still 9th at the moment. Championship leader Gareth Morris can't afford any mistakes at the moment though. This is where it's going to get very close to see exactly what is going to happen. So Pokovic trying to push on for 9th place, trying to get rid of Gareth Morris in the Audi A4. Noah runs a bit wide in that tyre to Karina, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen further back. But pit stops at the moment aren't going to be happening because we're not even there yet, but we're about to go on to lap number 9 out of 26, and it seems to be a lot of issues now. But looking at what's happening up for 5th place, Brian Mulcahy He's catching up to Panos and of course Lee Fitzy. The Renault Laguna versus the Ford Mondeo versus the BMW. This is going to be tooth and nail going into the gooseneck. Panos thinks about it, you know, he's broke a bit later. Brian Moncani in the BMW. He's got Daniel Page in the Cavalier catching him now. This is where it's going to get close between these guys. Looking, Panos has got a 5-10 penalty. Lee Fitzy also there, so Panos takes that penalty. Lee Fitzy in 5th place, though Brian Moncani's BMW catching up to that rapid fit Ford Mondeo with Daniel Pace's Cavalier. Almost thereabouts now. This is getting closer and closer every lap now. This is so much how this season has been between the pair. These guys have been unstoppable throughout the season since round number 1 at Brands Hatch, and it doesn't seem like its season began, but you know, already we're at the final rounds of the championship. Vlad is still leading the race, 3.1 of a second between Adam Morgan there pushing on for second at night. Chris Wheatley third, Christian fourth, Lee Fitzy and Brian Moncani going into double L. This is going to be very close. Brian Moncani goes one way. Daniel Pace thinks about joining that party. Maybe an unwanted guest at the moment. We'll see exactly what is going to happen, but let's have a look how things are going to go. But Lee Fitzy leads them, this group of 4th, 5th, 6th, but Brian Moncani into Pirelli. Oh, he's going to get that move, is he? Yes, he does. He gets that rapid fit for Mondo, ticks off. So he's going to, so Lee Fitzy in the rapid fit for Mondo. He's got to get past that BMW. But I tell you what, the hop, skipping and jumping that curb at the gooseneck. Daniel Pace gets that move. The number 8 Vauxhall Cavalier gets past 103 rapid fit for Mondeo at the moment. Then you can just see how much it means to these guys. We're on to lap number 10 though, out of 26. So the season is slowly but surely winding down. Pokovic in 9th place with Panos not 8th. Noah in 10th with Gareth Morris 11th. Scott Dalby 12th and Craig Thomas with that 1 second penalty now in the Peugeot in 13th at the moment. But I believe there's been a position change. Or has there? Because it's getting very close towards the pit stops now. This is where it's going to get very close. Panos still in 8th place then, with Pokovic's Alpha trying to get alongside him. The DC Cut Laguna has that line, but Pokovic, he runs a bit wide. He's got to be very careful. But Christian Swire is the first to pit. So it's going to be very careful. Pokovic has got to be very careful. He's actually had a bit of an issue with Craig Thomas in race number 1. Not too sure exactly what happened, but Pokovic and Panos to go door to door out of Pirelli. But this is where it's going to get very close into the gooseneck. So the Alpha gets in front of the Laguna just about. Does it with Noah's Toyota Carina trying to latch onto the back of this group. It seems Noah's got a 5-10 penalty though. However, Panos nearly clips that wall. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But Pokovic goes on that line. He's there about. Panos trying to get back up to Pokovic. In the meantime, Gareth Morris gets past Noah for 9th place at the moment, with Panos still trying to catch up to these guys. He's trying to catch up back to Pokovic, and it seems to be very close and personal between Panos and of course Pokovic, the Greek versus the Serbian at the moment. This is where it's going to be very tooth and nail. But what is going to happen between these guys? Lee Fitzy and the Ford Mondeo still 6th place though, but this is where it's going to be allowed to try and push on. Gareth Morris latching onto the back of this group. He's waiting to see if they make a mistake. Panos however stays 8th. Gareth Morris now 10th place then, so he's gone into pit lane with Pokovic still 7th, Panos now 8th, Lee Fitzy 6th, Brian Moncani and Daniel 4th and 5th respectively. This is where it's going to get very close to see exactly what is going to happen between these guys. It is going to be very close to see exactly happen, but it is going to be thereabouts. Brian Mulcahy though, 6th place. What happened to Brian? It's going to be very close to see exactly what happened. Did he clip that curb too much? I just clipped that curb and it spun him round. Oh, that's unfortunate for Brian Mulcahy. He's actually lost a bit of positions between Panos and Noah, and of course Pokovic. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But you've got Lee Fitzley 5th, Daniel 4th, then Chris Wheatley still 3rd, Adam Morgan and Vlad. Vlad's the next to go into pit lane then. So Adam Morgan will re-inherit the race lead. Chris Wheatley will be in 2nd, Daniel 4th, Lee Fitzley 5th, Pokovic still thereabouts in 6th place, followed by Panos 7th, Noah 8th with Brian Mulcahy 9th. Excuse me. I think that BMW's got a bit of an issue. So he jumps into pit lane. So Adam Morgan then leads the race from Chris Wheatley, followed by Vlad in 3rd. Vlad comes out in 3rd place then. Onto the mediums he goes with lap 13 out of 26. We're not far away from the checkered flag of the final race of the season being dropped, but Daniel's still 4th at the moment then. However, Lee Fitzley 5th, Pokovic 6th, Panos and Noah still thereabouts. Noah's trying to get the outside line into Seaside Hairpin. He's almost got close to Pokovic as well, but it's going to be very close and personal between Noah and of course Panos going into the final part of the lap. But into the kinks we go then. This is where it's going to get very close and personal. But at the moment Adam Morgan still leads the race from Chris Wheatley. Vlad's going to be catching these guys back up. He's the lightest out of the pair of them, so the Master Fit Vetra trying to push on for what could be another double victory this evening. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but at the moment it seems that Pokovic and of course Noah and of course Panos still thereabouts, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. Well, what's going to happen between Pokovic? Well, I think Noah's going to jump into pit lane, so Daniel also jumps into pit lane, Panos jumps into pit lane as well. Christian there in 9th place then, Scott in 10th with the likes of Gareth Morris, championship leader in 11th, Craig Thomas 11th, maybe 12th now. Well, he's actually 12th. Brian Mulcahy actually takes 12th from Craig. Craig's now 13th, but they're now 10th and 11th because Panos and of course well, Panos comes out in 11th, which is now put Brian back in 12th, and of course Craig in 13th. Noah's now in 10th with Gareth Morris alongside Scott Dalby for 8th place. This could be Gareth Morris's drive of his life. He knows he's championship leader, but he can't afford to make stupid mistakes. He's got that Team Dynamics Primera ahead of him, the Audi A4, trying to catch up to the back of that Primera. The Primera gets a bit loose out of Seaside Hairpin. Daniel in 7th and Christian 6th. Pokovic still 5th, Lee Fitzley 4th, Vlad 3rd, Chris Wheatley and Adam Morgan 2nd and 3rd at the moment, but it could all change. It could all change come the latter half of the lap. Scott still, however, holding on from Gareth Morris. The Nissan Primera trying to hold off from the Audi A4. We get a very easy idea to see exactly what's going to happen. But I think, excuse me, Gareth Morris has that Primera dialed up, well, the Audi dialed up to try and get past that Primera as we go down the start finish line. Soon could be a battle for 7th and 8th respectively, because Lee Fitzley goes into pit lane, but he jumps out into 9th though. But that's allowed Noah to try and get back onto that battle between himself and of course Lee Fitzley. We'll see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. It seems to be a lot of battles galore, but Gareth Morris as it stands then, on to lap number 15, 7th place. It could be enough to clinch the title, but we'll soon find out. Daniel in 6th then, catching up to Christian. Christian's thereabouts in 5th place at the moment. Pokovic 4th, Vlad in 3rd, but Adam Morgan and of course Chris Wheatley trying to push on. Are they both going to go? But Adam Morgan jumps into pit lane, which allows Chris Wheatley to get the lead of the race. Then the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord with Arena Motorsport Renault Laguna in pit lane then, with Vlad's Vauxhall Vetra in 2nd then, with Pokovic Alpha at the moment seems to be pushing on for 4th place at the moment. It could be very close. He actually dives into pit lane, so that could allow Christian up into what looks like a battle with Daniel Page for 5th and 6th respectively. Christian runs a bit wide with them now 4th and 5th respectively, with Daniel trying to get past Christian for that place. It looks like Gareth Morris 6th then, Noah in 7th, Lee Fitzy in 8th then, with of course Pokovic coming out in 9th in the Alpha, so that's allowed him to rejoin in front of Panos and Brian Moncani, the DC Cup Laguna versus the BMW. But this is going to be very close between the pair of them. Breaking into the gooseneck. Oh, Brian Moncani gets that BMW a bit loose there into the gooseneck. Scott in 12th then. Craig Thomas's Peugeot 406 chasing after that Primera. Now you can just see exactly what it means, but we're on lap 16 out of 26, so 10 laps to go in this race. Chris Wheatley now jumps into pit lane. Whether that's tactical, Vlad will inherit the race lead, so Vlad's going to be pushing on quite a bit for some time. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for the Masterfit Vetra. He's going to probably push on. Adam Morgan, however, in the Arena Motorsport Laguna in 2nd then, trying to push on. Daniel will try and push on, but it looks like at the moment now Chris Wheatley, he's leapfrogged Daniel into 3rd place then, so that's another stellar stop from the Rocket Cargo team, trying to push on. Daniel 4th, Christian 5th, Gareth Morris now 6th. Could be Gareth's title, because you know he's got he's got that 6th place, so he's got to be careful. Oh, there's a yellow flag though. There's a yellow flag. Who was that? Adam Morgan. Third place driver Adam Morgan. He had a penalty. I think he span out of the gooseneck, so that's lost him quite a bit of ground. Gareth Morris takes 5th place then. So maximum ballast Gareth Morris seems to be pushing on for 5th place at the moment, with a handful of laps to go. This could be very close. So Vlad from Chris, followed by Daniel, followed by Christian, followed by Gareth Morris, Adam Morgan, Noah, followed by Pokovic, followed by Lee Fitzy and Brian Moncani and Panos, followed by Craig and of course Scott Dalby. Scott's had a bit of a rough and tumble night, I think. He's trying to settle for more points, but it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen between everyone else in the field. But Gareth Morris still 5th at the moment, with Noah 6th then. But this is where it's going to get very close. Adam Morgan seems to be struggling in that the Arena Motorsport. He goes into pit lane though. Maybe it's just like thinking I'm going to have to repair. So that's allowed Pokovic and Lee Fitzy. The Alpha versus the Ford, yet again shades of kind of near enough the opening laps of the race, but Pokovic in the Alpha still stays 7th, for Lee Fitzy 8th, Brian Moncani now 9th, followed by Panos in 10th, with Adam Morgan 11th, Craig and Scott. They're not going to leave each other alone. 10th and 11th, Tim Harvey versus Matt Newell if it was a proper touring car race, but it's Craig versus Scott to see exactly who's going to get further up. But on lap 18 out of 26 then, final race of the season, the feature race. It's going to be very close to see exactly what happens. Craig thereabouts in 12th, followed by Scott 13th at the moment, but Vlad leading the race then, however, seems to be pushing that Masterfit Vetra to its absolute limit. Chris Wheatley second, Rocket Cargo Honda Accord pushing on. Daniel in that Vauxhall Cavalier third at the moment. Christian fourth though, doing a stellar job. That could consolidate Darren to second in championship, I'm not too sure, but it depends on however else people do. But Gareth Morris could be leading the championship and could be winning the championship. Who knows exactly what's going to happen between that championship. It could be very close to see exactly what's going on, but you know, I think Gareth may have the championship, but Noah's catching him up very shortly in that Toyota Carina. The Audi trying to escape from that Toyota. Pokovic Alpha 7th, Lee Fitzley Sport Mondo just coming through the gooseneck for the 19th time, with of course Brian Moncani's BMW in 9th then, with Panos in 10th place in that DC Laguna. Seems to be pushing on. Adam Morgan's Arena Motorsport Laguna in 11th after another unscheduled pit stop for damage after spinning around after the exit of the gooseneck. Craig Thomas, however, 12th in the Peugeot 406. Not been a happy evening for the Peugeot, it seems. So he's 12th place at the moment. Scott Dalby 13th in the Dynamics Run Primera at the moment. Maybe things have not got the best of him this evening. You know, he's got to be careful. Maybe he's just pushing it to try and see exactly what's going to happen, because you know we're near enough running out of laps. But onto lap number 20 with around 5 laps to go in this race is Vlad in the Masterfit Vetra. Chris Wheatley Rocket Cargo Honda Accord kicks up a bit of dirt. Daniel in third then in the Cavalier, I beg your pardon, with of course Christian in a Honda in fourth then, standing in for Darren this evening. So maybe Darren's second place in the championship may be confirmed. It all depends on certain bits, but Pokovic has got past Gareth Morris for 6th place, but Gareth Morris has that Audi A4 alongside the Alpha. Just seems thereabouts. He's got past the Alpha just about, heading towards Seaside Hairpin for the 20th time it seems. But Pokovic will get that Alpha dialed up. You know exactly how well that Alpha will race, it seems. But it's looking very feisty because Gareth Morris has got to defend like mad. Yes, he might be the heaviest car in the field, but he's trying to get away from Pokovic's Alpha. The Alpha runs a bit wide, kicks up a dirt into that kink section. It seems to be a bit very careful. Gareth Morris thinks about it. Pokovic, he's getting closer to the Audi at the moment, it seems. But the Alpha's trying to latch on. Lee Fitzy also there. The Alpha's going to try and make a move onto the Audi. Yes, he does. But the Ford also is trying to go there. So Gareth Morris drops down. Well, he's come back up to 6th because Christian has gone into pit lane. As Christian actually not realised that it's only one pit stop, and maybe the Honda driver, he's had a bit of a nightmare. That may not consolidate Darren's second place in the championship now, because he's dropped right down to 10th place at the moment, unless he picked up a bit of damage. We're yet to see, but Brian Moncani put in that Ford Mondeo of Lee Fitzy under threat. Seems that Gareth Morris may be on course to win the title, but it all depends on certain bits and pieces, as Vlad is still skating along. Lap 21 out of 26, so we're around about 4 laps to go in this race. This is where we're going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. But you know, Pokovic's still there, 5th place. Gareth Morris holding off Lee Fitzy at the moment. This is where it's going to get close between the pair of them. Brian Moncani in the BMW. Oh my goodness, they've tried to make it pretty wide. This is where it's going to get close between the pair of them now. But I tell you what, it's looking likely. This is where it's going to be between these guys at the moment. Lee Fitzy's still trying to defend. He's got that Ford trying to push away from the Audi at the moment. The Audi's trying to push up to that Ford Mondeo, but Brian Mulcahy's BMW trying to latch onto the back of these two. Is he going to try and get 7 plates from Gareth Morris going into Pirelli for the 22nd time? He may do that. He may do that just about, but he's got to be careful. Well, he's allowed Gareth Morris. Gareth Morris must be struggling with all that weight, but he may take the title because he's got enough cars ahead of him. Because obviously Darren standing Christian Suarez 10th at the moment, but it seems Brian Mulcahy though wants that BMW past the Audi for the time being. We'll see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. We'll see exactly how well it's going to go. But Vlad at the moment then coming through the double L, the last couple of bends to start lap 23. So only 3 laps to go in this race. This is where it's going to be unstoppable. I can't believe exactly what's going to happen. Chris Wheatley 2nd, Daniel 3rd, Noah 4th, Pokovic 5th, with Lee Fitzy 6th. But Brian Mulcahy and Gareth Morris, they're still raging that battle between each other, the BMW and Audi. This is getting close. This is getting fraught because it is the last round of the season, and you don't want to miss this tonight, guys. It is getting very close. Gareth Morris there in 8th at the moment may consider just sitting back and just letting the rest go, because he knows that if he stays where he is, he could be champion. Panos in 9th, then Christian 10th, Adam Morgan 11th, Scott in 12th with Craig 13th. So the Dynamics Primera versus the Peugeot 406, excuse me, trying to push on, but Craig's got to try and get past that Dynamics run Primera. But you know, the Peugeot trying to push away from, well, trying to push up to that Primera. But you know, as I say, we're going to be looking forward to seeing exactly what's going to happen. Lee Fitzy's still 6th at the moment, trying to hold off Brian Mulcahy's BMW. So the Ford trying to get exactly that 6th place, consolidate 6th place. But it looks like at the moment though, Vlad is going to start lap 24 with 2 laps to go in this race. This is going to be an unstoppable performance. Obviously the lightweight Vauxhall Vectra versus the Rocket Cargo Honda Accord at the moment. It's going to be very careful to see exactly what's going to happen. Daniel 3rd, then Noah 4th, Pokovic 5th. But what's this? Lee Fitzy under threat from Brian Mulcahy at the moment, then to the Ford Mondeo versus the BMW. This is where it's going to get close, as we like between the pair of them. I'll tell you what, this is going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But you can just see Brian Mulcahy trying to push that BMW to its absolute paces with only 2 laps to go in this race. It's going to be very close and personal. Gareth Morris still 8th, Panos in 9th, then Christian in 10th, followed by Adam Morgan, Scott and Craig 12th and 13th at the moment. Still having a bit of a nice battle between the pair of them, the Primera versus the 406. It seems the 406 got that overlap between themselves, but we've got 2 laps to go. It's going to be very close, coming up towards the latter half of the race, the final race of the Chell Lawman Motorsport British Touring Car Championship, that Eldar Sim Racing run. I'll tell you what, it's going to be very close. Vlad coming through the final 2 corners now to start the penultimate lap of the season, and this is where he knows exactly. He's missed a few races due to issues with the Vectra, but he's back to winning form. Chris Wheatley 2nd, Daniel 3rd after a solid Autopolis last time out. Noah in roughly 4th place at the moment, with Pokovic there in 5th. Brian Mulcahy's BMW 6th now, Lee Fitzy 7th, so it could be very close to see exactly what's happening. Gareth in 8th, then maybe he's thinking, well, I'll stay excuse me, I'll stay here in 8th place to consolidate my to get my first place in the championship. Panos 9th with Christian 10th, followed by Adam 11th. Scott and Craig still battling for 12th and 13th as they go onto the penultimate lap of the race. It is going to look very close between the Primera and the 406. It seems to be these two aren't giving up. They're not leaving each other alone at the moment, but the Primera seems to have the legs of the 406 then. However, it's going to be very close between these two. Obviously, you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen with the championship table after tonight to see who exactly wins. But I think Gareth Morris will have it sewn up as Vlad now starts the final lap of the final race of the season. He's been unstoppable tonight. Obviously, pole position and fastest lap. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but he's going to make it 2 from 2. Chris Wheatley there, still in second. Daniel third, almost out of fuel though. He's going to have to pace himself now to literally get that third place, but Noah and Pokovic out in the final turn. Noah pushes Pokovic a bit wide though, however. So Noah still fourth, but Brian Moncani, he could get fourth from these guys. If he's careful. The BMW excuse me, versus the Toyota. Oh, that is a bit unfortunate. Pokovic gets that fourth place now from Noah as Brian Moncani has to concede. Oh, he's been down to 6th place though. That was really unfortunate. Noah back up into 4th, Pokovic in 5th place, flashing the lights though at Noah. Is that a bit of an issue? I think he gives Pokovic a bit of a tap and thinks about, you know, not in your life sunshine, but Pokovic will try and take 5th place, but this is where the battles are going to happen. Lee Fitzy back into 6th place then from Brian Moncani, nowhere thereabouts, but we've just missed Vlad taking a well-deserved victory in the final race of the season. Noah and Pokovic. Oh, this is getting close, but that's allowed Brian Moncani in 6th place to try and latch up to the back of Lee Fitzy and of course Pokovic. Into the final turn we go. Chris Wheatley will take 2nd, Daniel will take 3rd most likely, but Pokovic and Lee Fitzy. Lee Fitzy thinks about it, but Brian Moncani tries to get there, but Noah gets 6th place from Brian Moncani at the moment. But it's been a very interesting season. Pokovic will take 4th with Lee Fitzy 6th. Brian Moncani, what has happened to Brian? Gareth Morris, championship leader, will take 7th, Christian 8th, not 9th rather, with Panos in 9th. No, Panos not 8th. Brian Moncani, oh, what happened there? I think he's disconnected right at the end as well. Tried to see exactly what was going to happen, but a lot had happened there. That was close. I wanted to see exactly what happened, but I couldn't see. But we'll get the replay and we will get the race results. But I tell you what is going to happen for the championship? We'll go through it very quickly because I have a feeling there's going to be a few choice words. But I tell you what, Pokovic is 4th. So Vlad takes another win with Chris Wheatley in 2nd, followed by Daniel in 3rd, Pokovic 4th. Maybe a bit of choice words between a few drivers, but we'll see exactly what will happen. Lee Fitzy 5th, Noah 6th then, Gareth Morris 7th, Panos in 8th then, followed by Christian 9th. So I think Gareth Morris in 7th may have had the title wrapped up. Adam Morgan then in 7th place, followed by Scott Dalby 11th, Craig Thomas in 12th, followed by Brian Moncani 13th. But I don't know whether these four at the bottom had actually finished. Vlad gets the fastest lap though on lap number 5, 129.9, and it is going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but it's going to be very close to see what is going to happen. I don't know exactly what is going to happen, but hopefully we are going to be thereabouts to see exactly what is going to happen for a lot of things. I tell you what, I think there has going to be a bit of a couple so I think excuse me, I think Gareth Morris takes the championship title, and who knows exactly what's going to happen next season for the Chell Lawman British Touring Cars. It's been an absolutely unstoppable championship. I'll tell you what, guys, if it goes anything like this season, next season we're in for a treat. I'll tell you what, guys, I have been absolutely overwhelmed with the racing this season. It has been close, it has been fierce, it has been phenomenal. I can't wait to see exactly what is going to happen for next season, but who knows. So until then, guys, take care, ta-ra, because my voice is officially going. So until then, I will see you what is going to happen Friday for the WSTC when we are at Interlagos for the season finale. That could be another nail-biting finish, we will see. But until then, guys, take care, ta-ra.